Hey guys, how's it going? It's Tanner with Architech here, and in today's video I'm just going to go over some shortcuts in Revit and some just easy ways of navigating Revit and moving around through it. Sorry it's been so long since I've had a video. Been really busy being a first-time dad, working at an architecture firm, and then right now I'm in my senior year working on a high-rise project for the semester. So it's been a very, very busy last 6 months, and I apologize for the lack of videos. So I'm going to start getting some Revit tutorials in and some more videos here soon. So in today's video, we're just going to open up a Revit template. So this is architecture template in the imperial side of things. So this is in inches and feet. So here, typically with Revit, how you're going to navigate Revit is on your left side is your properties panel. So here you're going to have your project browser, and you're going to have floor plans, you're going to have your site plans, ceiling plans, elevations, and then eventually when you get to sheets and families, you'll use those. So this is kind of where everything's located. And the nice thing about this, if you end up getting a really long list of things, lots of details, lots of plans, sheets, whatever it may be, you can actually Control F in here and do a quick search. So let's see, let's look at here. So here we have flex pipes families. So say we had a long list, instead of me like going through and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, I can just go in here, do Control F, flex pipes, enter, and it pulls up and shows me right where it's at, and I just close this out and I can open it up. So really easy way of navigating through the project browser. Then on this side, this gives you the graphics. So this is your scale. This has some it has some things that are also located down here. So here you see the details levels, coarse, drop down arrow. We can do medium and fine. You can also do that right over here, coarse, medium, and fine, down at the bottom of your main view. Here as well, you have your visual style. You can click that and you can change it from hidden line, shaded, consistent colors, and realistic or wireframe. Then you have your sun path, shadows. This is crop view, crop region, and then like your temporary height or isolate. This is your permanent height, so you can reveal what you have permanently hidden, and then so on. So here, I'm going to put in a wall. So I can go up here. This is where everything's located that we want to find for designing in Revit. You have your architecture, structure, steel, precast systems. You can insert CAD, you can insert PDFs, photos, things from Rhino, SketchUp, annotate. This is where you're going to do all your details mostly from. Massing and site. My dog's barking, sorry. You can collaborate, so this is where you can bring in stuff from other projects, create work sets, view, so you can create sections, callouts, and things like that. Manage tab. You can change materials within here and add materials to your buildings. So anyway, we'll go to architecture and we'll go to wall. We can either click on the drop down and it gives us these options, or you just click right on wall. So I click on wall and we have the basic wall 8-inch come up right here. So this is where you can select different walls or create different walls. So right here I would click on this drop down and I have all these different walls I can select from. But we can also add and create our own walls. So what you would do is, so an 8-inch, I'm just going to go into edit type right underneath where it says the basic wall. So here I could change this right within it, but then it's going to change that 8-inch wall to exactly what you edit it to. So I want to keep this 8-inch wall the same. I'm just going to duplicate it, rename it. We'll do generic 10-inch, and I'll just go to structure and click edit, because you can see here, here's the width. It's grayed out, I can't edit it. You have to go into structure. I go into structure, click edit, and here I can go in, change this to 10 inches. I can go into by category and click on these 3 dots, and now I can add a material to it. Say I want it to be a material that I'm going to assign my own material to, my own texture. You just go right down here and create and duplicate materials. You create new material, and all you have to do is just name it something different. Let me extend this quick. So I'll just say brick wall. So that's going to be a brick wall material that I can assign to it. So that will be its own material that can be assigned with brick, and anything that is your generic 10-inch is going to be a brick wall. Obviously you can do more detailed notes, detailed naming, things like that, but right now we're just going into some basics of how to edit and use some shortcuts. Okay, so we have that. Now all you do is you can, up here, it gives you the options of what you can do. You can do a straight line, a square, you can do inscribe polygon, circumscribe polygon, circles, and you can do some arches or arcs and different things like that. And then this is select a line. So right here, I'm just going to do a straight line. I'll click once. I don't have to hold it in, and I can move it kind of wherever I want. It's giving me the length of how long it's going to be. So what I'm going to do here, instead of like if I want 80 feet or 81.5, 81 and a half inches, say 81 feet and 6 inches. Instead of like going here and trying to find it, I can just do 81, and that's going to be feet, and you do space, now you're in the inches, and I do 6. So 81.6 and enter. So I'm going to have 81 feet, 6 inches. Go down here to the same thing. Let's do 52.6. So 52 space 6, enter. So before, many people think you have to do 81 and then feet, 6 inches, which you can do, but it just takes longer. Here you don't have to do that now. You just go up until it gives me that box and it connects it. So saying here, we are adding walls in, and I create a shortcut for wall. If you hover over it, WA. So here you do WA. Actually, I didn't create that shortcut. That shortcut's already existed. I click here. So anytime you want to, as you can see, I was moving through here. I'm going too fast. So I'm going to do WA. I'm on wall. I click. It's connected because it's set to chain up here. I could unselect that, but chain is really handy. So I want it selected. But say I don't want this part to be a chain. I want to do a new one. You just press escape just once. That removes it from being a chain. I still have a wall selected. I can click here, click, escape, and click, and click. If I press escape and escape one more time, now wall's no longer selected. I'm clear to do things within my floor plan. So say here, this one, we want these two walls connected. Instead of clicking and dragging, never click and drag. It's too imprecise. Never grab the whole wall and move it like this or anything. It just doesn't work out well. You come up with some random funky numbers and different things, or it can ruin some stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to trim it, which will connect these two together. So for trim, it's TR. So if TR, I select this wall, and I select this one, now it connected evenly and trimmed it. Say this one, say we want this to be a T. Say we want this wall to continue down. This is, say, an entrance to like a locker room or something, and this is how you're entering in. Or to say we want this to be a connection, but we don't want to trim it. We don't want this to happen. So if I trim and do this, we don't want to remove this portion. So I'm just going to Control Z. But we want this wall to connect to here. We're just going to extend it. So to extend the wall, you do E for extend and then space. So E space. You select the wall you want to extend to. So I click here, I click this wall, and it extends to it, and you didn't lose any part of your wall. So I'll do that again. We're going to extend it, E space for the shortcut. Click on the wall you want to extend to, and then click on the wall you want extended. So really simple there. Say here, we want to, say we have this. So how I just did that is it is not copying, but you're excuse me, you're copying something in place, I guess. I forget what it actually is called. Let me see what it's called, because I'm so used to using it. So anytime you want to actually add and change and do your own shortcuts, to do that, you can go to File, Options, user interface, and then keyboard shortcuts. You just go customize. So right now, CO is where's my CO command? There it is. So it's copy, but it's a different kind of copy. So I'll show you it. So it says it's copy. So instead of doing Control C and pasting, what I'm doing is when I click on this and do CO, I have it set to multiple. You can constrain it in different things, but I can select this and just keep clicking and adding multiple things all around. So it's really nice. So anyway, say here we have this, and I want this to connect to here, this part to connect to here. Same with this into here, this into here. But if I were to do that right now, if I were to do trim, select this, and I do this, all of that wall goes away, and I have to add a new wall, and so on. Let me excuse me, cancel that. So first I want to split these walls so I can use them for each individual portion. So to split, you just do SL, and you get this little razor. So I'm going to split it right in the middle of these. So I split these walls, and you can see these are now separate wall segments. So what I could do is I can do, excuse me, I can trim them now. I can trim it to match these, and I don't lose out on anything. It doesn't remove the walls from where they were. So split is a very handy tool. And another thing, we'll go into 3D mode. So to get to 3D, you can click on the house at the very top here. You can go, actually no, you can't go right there until you create it. So you click on this house, or you can just do 3 space. And now we're in 3D. So we're in 3D mode. Say I want this face, this wall, to have kind of a pattern, or say a wainscoting along here. So maybe the first 4 feet is brick, and then the top is a different material. So to make things easier, you can just use split face. And so you're just splitting the face of the wall, so where you can add 2 separate materials to it. So what I mean by that is we'll click on this wall, and over here on the top right you have this little cube. Kind of gives you a direction of how you can move around and look. How you can move around with your mouse is you just hold shift and you hold your middle button, and you just rotate like this. So you can rotate by holding shift and your middle button. If you're not holding a shift and you just press your middle button, it'll pan it. Holding shift, it'll rotate. And you can see that box is moving too. So this is a faster, easier way than going and grabbing the box and moving it around. Just kind of less convenient. But what is convenient about the box is you can just click front and it lines you up perfectly. So here, I'm going to do split face. So I can do split face 2 ways. I can click on this wall, go up here to the very top and find split face. But if you see that, if you look up at split face, you can see that it has SF in parentheses, and that means that that's the shortcut. So I'm just going to use SF. So I'm going to do SF, and now I select the face. So you can see this little box. Now it's highlighting this. I select that, and now I can split this face. So a split face, you gotta be careful, because the only way it works is you have to line it up exactly with this yellow. So you have to make sure it's selecting this. So first I'm going to get up 4 feet. Okay, I got up 4 feet, and then I select this, and I have to go all the way across until it hits the yellow or orange. This is orangish. I gotta delete this one because it's not necessary. You just have to bring it straight across from one yellow part or orange to the other. So once you've done that, you just click this checkbox up here. Now that face is split. So say I wanted to paint this. So I want to change the material in this. 2 ways you can change material of a wall. You can change it by clicking on this, go to edit type, and change the properties within here, like we did with brick wall. You can select it so it's a brick wall. But that selects the whole wall. If you want to change what's just on this face, or the inside face, or this face below that we just created, you can paint. So painting you can do by just doing PT. So it brings up your materials. So I'm going to do a carpet so you can see the different colors on this top portion, and then brick on the bottom portion. So you can see that now it has created these two different materials, but on the other side of the wall, it's still the generic one that we created. Go to realistic, you'll get the ugly carpet and brick combo. So that's how you can easily separate these materials, especially if you're using programs like Enscape, or I shouldn't say Enscape because it takes these materials, but programs like Lumion, where you need different materials if you're going to paint it in Lumion. So the other thing is when you select a wall, when you select anything within Revit, once you've selected that object in your properties, it gives you everything you need to know about this. So right now, this is at level 1. It has 0 base offset. There's no top constraint, and it's set to 20 feet. So I could click on this and do 12 feet, enter, and it takes a second, and then it drops down to 12 feet. And in Revit 22 or 21 and on, you can do slanted walls and things like that. But that's how you can change things within these wall properties, and a few shortcuts on walls. I will make some more videos on some shortcuts via floor and other things, and we'll go through actually doing a floor plan and some easy ways of constructing details and sheets. But for now, that is the shortcuts on how to use walls. Again, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to message me. I try to get back to you as soon as I can. Like I've said, I have been busy, but I will be getting back into this and getting some more content out to you very, very shortly. Thank you so much for your patience, and I hope you have a great day.